All right, think positive, stay positive. Oh, hi, Scott Reynolds here from Pewter Report, and welcome to Bucs Brightside, your weekly dose of pewter positivity about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers' latest game, win or lose. Boy, this is going to be a quick video. Now, I've got to break the rule right off the bat here and say that the Bucs did lose in Detroit, 24-9, even though that's not a positive, but it's important for context for this video. So I'll try to find any rainbows I can from Monday night in just a moment. But first, a reminder, hit the thumbs up button on this video. Give it a like. Also, leave a comment. Love reading those comments, and doing those two things helps us with the YouTube algorithm, gets our videos out in front of more awesome Bucs fans like you. Also, head over to Pewter Report TV for more awesome Bucs video content. Hit subscribe. We're on the way to 22,000 subscribers thanks to you. And please visit pewterreport.com. I've got a lot of columns over there. My SR's Pick 6 preview for the Saints game is up. And you can read all about the injury news, roster moves, everything related to the Buccaneers is at pewterreport.com. Okay. The biggest positive from Monday night, despite a slew of injuries this season, including a big one to a future Hall of Fame wide receiver in Mike Evans, the Bucs still have 5 wins in 7 games. You see, that's the great thing about the sport of football. If you lose, you just don't get a win. They don't take any wins away from you. So the Bucs are 5-2, heading into a winnable game at New Orleans this week. Now, that's the best record in the NFC, tied for it with a couple of other teams. And the Bucs are still ahead of 4-3 Carolina in the NFC South. How about those Fighting Dave Canaleses? I'm proud of Dave and what he's doing with the Panthers. The Panthers are my second favorite team in the division behind the Buccaneers. I still talk to Dave. He's a great guy. Right? The Panthers should be your second favorite team in the division too. Why? Because I can't stand the Falcons or the Saints. Say it with me. The Falcons and the Saints just suck. Don't you feel better now? Okay, I'm stalling. I need to talk about the positives from Monday night. Oh boy. Let's see. All right. Tampa Bay's defense played pretty well outside of Jacob Parrish slipping and falling on Amon-Ra St. Brown's touchdown. And of course, the defense giving up a long 78-yard touchdown by Jahmyr Gibbs. The Bucs defense had 3 sacks in the game, and I thought the 2 best players in the field were nose tackle Vita Vea and safety Tyke Smith, who had a game-high 13 tackles, and he also had his 2nd sack of the season. Tampa Bay's defense held Detroit to 3-13 on 3rd down. That's just 23%, and also 1 of 2 on 4th downs. And they forced 2 more takeaways, a strip sack by Yaya Diaby, and another interception by Jamel Dean. That's 3 on the year for Jamel Dean, who's having a career year. Maybe Todd Bowles should be rotating Benjamin Morrison in with Zion McCollum instead of Jamel Dean. Diaby's really starting to heat up, and they need him to. This is his 3rd sack in the last 2 games, and he now leads the Bucs with 4. That's a good sign moving forward because Tampa Bay is going to be without Hassan Reddick for a while. Anthony Nelson now becomes the starter. Also recorded a sack on Monday. Hopefully that's a sign of things to come from Nelly. Rookie defensive tackle Elijah Roberts had a big game, continues to be a factor up front, and replaced Logan Hall as the starter next to Vita Vea, which is a good sign. Roberts recovered the fumble that Diaby forced. He also had a pass breakup at the line of scrimmage on 3rd down to force a punt, in addition to 2 tackles. The arrows pointing up on young Elijah Roberts, another bright player for this defense that is playing better than it did last year. As crazy as it sounds, if you take away Gibbs's 78-yard touchdown run, which was a busted gap assignment, as the Lions only ran the ball 86 yards on 30 attempts outside of that run. That's 2.8 yards per carry. That's pretty good. Can we pretend that 78-yard run didn't happen? Can we do that? Is that allowed? Tampa Bay's defense also held the Lions to 24 points, which is 7 points beyond or below their average. Detroit was averaging 31.8 points per game and 43 points per game at home. So really, Todd Bowles' unit held the Lions to about half of what they typically score at Ford Field. Was it good enough? No. But David Montgomery was held to a 1.6-yard average on 13 carries. Jamison Williams was held without a catch, and Sam Laporta, their talented tight end, only had 3 catches for 15 yards. Sorry if those Lions were in your prop bets or on your fantasy team. Okay, I'm stalling. Now let's get to the Bucs offense. I'll be brief because I have to be brief. Let's start and end with Tez Johnson. The sensational rookie had 4 catches for 58 yards, including a beautiful 22-yard catch and run screen pass where he hurdled and spun his way into the end zone. That was Johnson's second NFL touchdown in as many games. And he also had his most productive day as a receiver in terms of catches and yards. That's a good sign moving forward. Not bad for the 5'10", 160-pound receiver. Now, if only Tez was 6'10", well, then he would have actually caught the other 5 passes thrown his way. A little high there, Baker Mayfield. I'd love to mention the fact that Cade Otton led the Bucs with 7 catches for 65 yards. But upon further review, I can't. Instant replay won't let me. Emeka Egbuka also returned to action, which was good. And he didn't re-injure his hamstring, which is even better. That's a positive. Riley Dixon didn't have a punt blocked. Yay, go Riley. That's always a positive. And he averaged 43.8 yards on those punts, with 4 of them down inside the 20-yard line and no touchbacks. So good job. And Dirty Dan Feeney, the Bucs backup guard, saw his first snap on offense at fullback, where he paved the way for Rachaad White to get a yard or 2 and pick up a key first down on 4th down. That wasn't the pony package. What was that, Josh Grizzard? What do you call that? The Clydesdale package? Okay. That's all I got for you this week on Bucs Brightside. Sorry, it's a little shorter than usual. Oh, did I mention the fact that the Bucs are 5-2? I did? Okay. All right. Just checking. And the fact that the Bucs are playing the 1-6 Saints in New Orleans on Sunday. Did I mention that? Okay. Just checking. All right. That should be enough pewter positivity for you this week. No unicorns, no rainbows, but I did find a couple rays of sunshine for you. And there's more sunshine to be had over at Pewter Report TV. That's our YouTube channel, where you can check out my Pewter Pulse videos, which aren't always positive, but the Bucs Brightside videos are. And we also have Pewter Report podcasts 4 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, typically at 4 p.m. And you can also watch Pewter pregame show at 9 o'clock on game days. And that means this Sunday, as the Bucs get ready to take on New Orleans and in a big NFC South game. Please follow us on X, Facebook, and Instagram at Pewter Report. And visit pewterreport.com for all of the Bucs news you need. And I'll be back soon with a new Bucs Brightside.